see myself. So I do this. Alright guys, let's go. So welcome back to my channel. How are you all doing? Another better way to this mic. A better way to put this mic boy and a container. Really should have a container. Put this mic up in the air boy. You seen it at all? Cut it off for me there. Yeah, it's been a minute. Let's kind of pull this song here. Alright, so this should be better. I'll carry up my audio just a minute if you can hear me. Yeah. Yes, my love. Thank you, mommy. Alright. You're supposed to hear me, right? You're really supposed to hear me. There we go. Alright, let's get into it. Right, so I'm just, warming up, refreshing my memory. Nothing too official. Alright. So I'm gonna retouch this photo here. Alright. Let's go. So what I would like to do is go into the white balance. I always choose auto to see what they will give me. But auto ain't too bad as a matter of fact, right? I always watch the histogram to see like the lights and the darks, so I will know when I'm using it on the highlights. Am I getting back detail, or is it like blowing out the picture? So this will be blown out and this will be getting back some detail. So what I'll do is carry this down, way down, so we have like before and after, before and after, so you could already see a lot of detail came back there. Carry down the white just a tad bit. Bring up the shadows, let's get more detail with the hair and the shadows. And I don't play with anything else really except like lens aberration and auto transforming. Now this was shot on a 85mm lens, so if you want to know what lens your pictures are being shot at, is easy to check in Lightroom under the histogram and shot at f1.4, 1/400th of a second with the ISO at 100, right? So this was such a casual picture because it wasn't any Photoshop, no photo, like hold on. Yeah, it wasn't like it had like light setup. Like, it wasn't an official photo shoot. It was just a picture, like mother was getting ready to go somewhere, as a matter of fact. So we go in and save this where we want to save it, and I want to save it in alright, so since I bought the Lumix pictures 2025, I Lightroom to Photoshop, but I like it in the Lumix folder because I bought myself a Lumix camera and it has been amazing. So this is Lightroom to Photoshop. Alright, and what I do, I tend to make this a TIFF to get more detail. And image sizing, I don't want them to resize it because I want to go in depth, and also taking off the watermark. I'll add that after, right? Let's export this photo here. Also as this one looks nice, right? Huh. I might edit this one too one time. So I did some edits on it, so I'll reset it. But that was for Lightroom. It's a bit dark, you know, so I'll bump up the shadows, bring down some of the highlights on this side here. Alright, and the whites, and I'll do the rest in Photoshop. So you could export this on just glimpse this one, so you all might get. Yeah, go up, mommy upstairs. Yeah, I have 4 children, so the house is never quiet. That's the joys of having children, you know. So open. I will head on my folders in my computer where I store those pictures. Alright, so the Lumex, and I'll open the 2 of them. Nice. Alright, so what I'm gonna do is hit Control and J twice because I don't like to interfere the background, and I like to hit liquifying as soon as possible. I think it's the best option. Wow, I haven't been here in a while. Alright. Yeah. And it's nice. It's nice around here. I think I'll use the blow tool. That's the name of it, blow tool, right? Am I right? So it makes areas on the body a tad bit smaller. It doesn't, you know, well, it can elongate, as you also there, like the fingers and stuff, right? So it can make the stomach area and thing tighter. Alright, so it's called the bloat tool. Alright, so if you know the model is bloated, like how this one was, we now eat, you know. Now my favorite is the bloat tool, really the bloat tool. Now let's get in depth here, and a woman's beauty is in her hair. So what I try to do is enhance how those curls are. I'm using the blow tool for that, by the way. I normally use another tool, and I'll use it just a minute. Alright. This gives it volume, as you can see. And I'm like magnifies it, so even here, you know, so like before, after. Now I don't look too like it for there, that area, because there are other tools like the forward warp tool, right? So the forward warp could actually spread, is give the Let's give the model a spread. So here we come, here we go. So it spreads, and you want that here to, like, you know, be a little more like how it would be, because you know the wind was blowing, so it would shrink it just a bit. Just kind of insinuate that, right? Now, as how I have the model's face here, what I could do is actually hit the face tool one time. So I need these eyes open out a bit more. She was facing direct sunlight, right? And the lips, I always go for a more plump finish, you know, and you can make her smile, but not too much. You don't look like a squirrel, right? So just a little bit, give it a smart smirk, you know how those girls are, and you know, shrink those nose. I go for a slimmer face and decrease the hairline, because I don't think having a hairline like Rihanna is what everybody's go for, you know. So before and after, and I help, you know, liquify tool is the healing tool. And I have been working with this model for a while, and she has grown, baby. She has got healthy healthy R. Alright. Not much to do here. Alright, everything already is anyway. The eyes, nose, chin. Alright, so before and after. Right, now let's head on now and let's do some, you know, replacing of some of these sample or layers, right? So I'm going, alright, so some of these things I said in my mind. I'm using a quick tool with the shortcut for this W, and you can go to sample all layers, click a layer right down here, click a layer, right? And we are going to remove these marks on my face. There are a lot of visible marks, right? I'm using, I could click W using quick tool, and you can see before and after that is already moved. So I'm going to do it at a pace where my eyes picks it up, because when I move one and see the next, our eyes just go for the largest one, you know, or the one that stands out the most. Let's take your time. Is a process that takes time, you know. You may have to zoom in a little bit and adjust the size of the brush using the bracket keys to do so. Alright, and this is a before and after. So there's a lot of cleanup that could be done manually, which I really love. Because with it being like this, you know, I could actually see the hairs that might come out, little strays. And you can make different shapes, bigger brushes. And this whole area here, I just want to stamp it out with the stamp tool. Alright, we have some hairs under the eyelash. So these hairs we could remove. Alright, little buttons too around the eyelash area, or some of the eyelashes that may have picked up a little bit of the makeup. That is what we want to remove, you know, little blemishes and things. So before and after, just neaten up the shape of the eyebrow a bit more, right? We go to the next side and do the same thing. Now you could use a mouse for this. You don't have to buy anything, but I have a drawing tablet and I really like to use my drawing tablet. However, I haven't hooked it up for over 2 years or a year and a half. Could be like that, right? And well, my wife gave birth to my son, and I'm now getting a little chance to get back to how I used to be, like on a Sunday. Sunday is my editing day. Edit all sorts of things. I have various YouTube pages. I run YouTube pages for other people or other institutions. So I'd be busy on a Sunday. But I couldn't really do all of that because I have 2 babies on my hands, so that's a blessing. And the time has passed. You know, the time has passed. It's grow. One is 2 and one is 4 months. So it's easier now. It's just really assistance of my wife. So yeah. Alright. So we just, you know, was cleaning and chilling. And you can see already a lot has been removed. Yeah, now we're doing under the eyes, so we take our time with this because removing the bags sometimes may make the image look unrealistic, so you can just take it like little tidbits. Alright, there's a little bit of eyelash glue or the mascara that might be scattered a little all over the place, and we could just clean that up. We could see these things because we're zooming in, and I'm zooming more than 400%, so you know it's visible to my eyes. And I don't want to clean every pore off of her face because I don't want it to look unnatural, right? So is that natural look I'm going for? Not plastic. I don't do plastic, right? Unless I'm being paid to do specifically plastic. But nobody comes to me and say, hey, make my face plastic, you know? So this is before and this is after. I would leave this smile line there. I think she's eating something, so I'll clear up here and here. 1 or 2 buttons stand out, different color, you know. Yeah, this is much better. Alright, so we're moving down. Now the neck is pretty blurred out, and it will be blurred even more when I think as I like to focus on the face. But there are some discoloration. I'll make another layer, right? So let's check out what we did so far. This is something that looks frightening to me, right? Just a minute. Maybe show me where stuff is, but when I zoom in, there isn't anything there. So you may see, yeah, so that must be the new update. I haven't been in here for a while, so you're just cleaning up little buttons, little pores that's standing out, or pores that have different colors. Alright. Looking at the hand here, and there's some mark I wanted to get rid of. This one too. I don't know what is this. Alright, and we could clean the pants. Now to clean the pants, what I'll do is change this from normal to darken. Alright, so now when I click I want to remove all the white spots, so I'm darkening it because it's lint, it's closed lint, right? It's not skin texture like or like buttons. It's really lint I'm trying to get rid of, and I could, yeah, easy. Nice. You can see some lint here. But again, as I said, it was a candid photo. She looks like she was posing, but she's accustomed with the candid stuff, and also some of those models have those kind of faces they're always ready. So yeah. Oh wow. Nope. Not there. Nice. And let's check this arm now. And we didn't check that arm. Including is good, right? So I think that is it for there. So yes, they're just showing you where we worked, right? So before and after. Let's zoom in here. Before and after. Before and after. Alright. Control and J and create 2 other layers. Group them, and we're gonna do some frequency separation. I don't wanna say that, you know. Do I have a shortcut for Gaussian blur? No, I don't. Oh yes, I do. Right, so I have a shortcut for Gaussian blur. I'm gonna use the lasso tool. All right. Ooh, before I reach here, I have to blur this whole image. Like 5.8 would be nice. If I could go a little more. Alright. And the other one, image, apply image, subtract. Scale 2, offset 128, opacity 100%. Alright, hit OK, and then we go into the blending mode to linear light. So say linear light. And let me do that over. Right? Control J and J. Group. Right? And this one is the add layer. Must he blew that too much, right? Okay. Group. .8. Enter. Nice. Image. Apply image. Oh, right. Is the image applying it to? Which one is applying it to the wrong one? So it's this one. Right. See, guys, I told you guys I was a little bit rusty. So, this is to get my feet wet. Yeah. That's 9.6. That was looking good to me. And then we go to image. Apply image. Merge. I'm merging with layer 4, copy, and then you see like a printout. Click OK, and then I go to linear light, and there we go. Right. Now I'm going to use the lasso tool on different areas of the skin, but not overdoing it, right? So the image will be viewed like this. So there are some discolorations you could see, very minor, and these could be taken care of easily. So let's hit not 9.6. Let's try like a 14. Now let's zoom out before and after. So like let's do 21, and that gives it a more polished look. So before and after, she looks more relaxed. So different areas is different sizes of that blur we'll need, you know. It gets rid of like the veins and stuff too. Now this one is too close to the eyebrows, so I'll just minus it here. Alright, and then do it. Yeah. So before and after, slight changes goes a big way, because we could work further with the image, right? So let's go under the eye and see what gives. And I want a piece of here, but I don't want it to affect the eye, if you understand what I'm saying. So like before and after, it actually lifts it completely. And I will remove the bag or the line of the bag after. Alright, so let's go again. Notice I'm not trying to affect the sharpness of the eye at all. And it does not have to be like huge numbers, small changes. There's a section here. I could break it down. Yeah. And there's this section here, which is like the contour. Alright. And before and after. So you get a nice blend there. Nice. And we do this side. Oh, I went too far out there. First of all, I want to do this little section here. Alright, and then we can come back now and go part of the mouth here. And I want to minus close to the edge of the face. Still too close to my liking, so I would minus it and come down a little bit lower. Right, so before and after. That's excellent. So is small changes, and she's already looking way younger. There we go. Yeah. 21 really worked here, boy. Number 21 for the blue. Beautiful. Now the neck area, I tend to go way more than 21. Let's go like about 35. Alright, so we could go back by this section here, and it is another blue. This is good. And then we could come back by this section here. Yeah, that like totally lifted out those colors there. Yes. So what I can do, above this layer, create a new layer, choose the brush tool, select a color right here, go, alright, and then actually just drop the opacity to 10. Just press 1 on the keyboard and you get 10, right? And zoom in more and just pinch right on the face here. And this should assist right here. You see? Before and after. Now we're not gonna leave this side. This is a blending mode for when we adjusting skin color like this. Alright, sometimes it's a little darker, so there's a blending mode for that. It's called color. So we could just go straight down to color. Alright, and it's from this distance practically gone, right? So we could just call that shadow by lips. Alright, now we could go back to our frequency separation. We hold any lasso tool, press L on the keyboard, use Alt and roll the mouse to zoom in. And now is the breast area here. Alright. I don't like to get too much of the edge. Well, wrong thing I do there. Alt and click on the mouse and to just go in on the side. I don't like to go too much to the clothing. Alright. So let's see now. Before and after. Nice. Alright, now we don't want to go in the cleavage area too much, just for the mere fact it will lighten it too much. And cleavage is a shadow, it's a dark color, so we will emphasize it when we come back. But cleaning up the cleavage, you use the front tools, right? Now, going down to the pants area now. There was some issues with the length. Alright, so let's see what we can get here. Alright, that's good. That's better. I could see about that later. And just clean it up real nice. So any lint really miss, that will take care of it, right? You could use frequency separation, like, you know, iron clothes more or less. Many ways to do this. This is just one that I choose that is quick and effective. So again, what matters is the before and the after, because the stomach looks way flatter, and if I darken it when I'm doing dodge and burn, it will come in even better, right? So there's some here on the shoulder, and once you use frequency separation, it will be gone. Alright, that's good. Nice. I don't think this is a part that should be edited out, so. And the hands show the hard work, so you just decrease it because it's model mode, right? So not as strong as before, more kind of feminine hands, right? Alright. So it's not bad editing. It's excellent. It's just the editor now getting refreshed. Nice. I think that's it for frequency separation, except this line here. I can really neaten out here. And it's gone. Before and after. Now we're gonna do some dodge and burn. So that's how that looks. So this is where we came from. And let's look at the face. So before and after. Before and after. Right. Oh. Let's go to curves. Create any dodge and burn areas. Nice D for the dodge. Next curve level, bring it down, and this is for the burn. Alright, we could group this. Should a brush tool, and we could start to highlight like the eyes. The brush is on 10% already, so you know it's like about 30. Wanna tap 3 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you could see like there's a car there, and there's the sun. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nice. Already just using dodge and burn, there's a lot of detail coming back. Alright, so let's put that light that's hitting our head. So before and after. Alright, that starts to even out the tones on the forehead already. Man, excuse me. I'm trying to hang up a call here, as everybody knows I'm online, so I don't know why somebody would be trying to call me. But that's why I just get airplane mode. Alright, there we go. That's better. I live in the airplane mode. Alright, there we go. Right now, what I like to do is use the dark one, so the burn, make that brush really small, like 5 or 6. The opacity at 30, and kind of fill in the little hairs in the same pattern or similar pattern. To give it a lot more volume in the front and appeal, because this is where the beauty strikes the most, right? So we zoom out before and after. You can see the hairline is a big difference, right? You press R for rotate and B for the brush tool, and just go back, and I want this brush smaller. Alright. Nice. That's good to me. I'm just following where the hairline is, where the hair is coming out of the hairline. I'm not trying to recreate anything, right? Just beef it up. Set rotate again. Alright. I get a more natural curve when I rotate the image because there's a way that the hand draws. Alright. Hit escape, control and 0. We have a more polished hairline. Alright. Now we're gonna hit 10%. Open out the brush, and this is the contour. So before and after. Now we're gonna do by the nose. Similar 10. Alright. Inside the nose there. So darken any stray hairs that we may have missed. So before and after. Before and after. Now the bottom here of the lip is darker, right? But the bottom here is lighter, so use dodge, right? Make it even smaller and help emphasize the lips. Might be a little too much. I will work on that. I want to play it out and see how it goes. The eyelashes, I just put it on 30 and I could run it. So this was natural eyelashes, so there we go. Small brushes, small strokes. Alright. And I did that eye, right? I want you to notice that alone emphasizes the eyes. So that is why women wear mascara, because it highlights the eyes more. Look at this one versus this one. So we're going to work on this one now. Nice. Picture is coming along really good. So from sleepy to awake, right? It's a bit much, so we'll go with 10. Right there. We'll come in these areas, these dark areas, and just hit just one shot. Alright. Sometimes we need to take off the layer from below to really see the work that we are applying, you know. So I could hit underneath the eyelashes here too. That will kind of insinuate the eyelashes. Alright, and then drive this on the edge here. And just go into the eyelash a little bit, like if it's blending, like if it's fading. So before and after. Kind of sharpens the eyebrows. And I some we have to darken. And it's like a 10 and just like pass a whole brush over it. And the whole picture is a bit light. but I want the darks to pop also. Can't have one without the other. Well, at least for now. Alright. What we could do is make this brush smaller and hit like 30 and do like before and just put some strokes in there. Alright. To help darken. But move like how the eyebrows grow. Alright. So there is some makeup on some of the eyelashes. Alright. That looks good to me. We could do the little cheeky right here. We'll put a little 10. So here, so a little dodge right on top here. Nice. And now the collarbone, I'll hit that like about 30. And that's too strong. Good. So I'll hit it like about 10. But I'll also use the darks to show, hey, that's the collarbone. Well, that's the bone of the throat. So even though it's blurred out, you can still see, you know, that shape. You know? Then we're going by the cleavage area now, and we're going to use the dodge and shape it like branches. Alright. This whole area could just darken a little more. Alright. Now the hands, you could actually see the signs that, you know, this is where it's supposed to be dark and this is where it's supposed to be bright. Even though to zoom in sometimes. Yeah, even how to zoom in. But just decrease that just a bit. Put that like about 4. And then that, oh, not 40, it was 0.4. I like to highlight some of these areas so it not to disappear in the picture. Am I using a soft brush, right? Let me go with 10, yes. 1, 2, 3. So I applied it the same amount, like it's 10, but it's 3 times, so that's equal to 30. And as you observe, that a better effect. Those knuckles so strong. Alright, so the ring now, we could apply some darks to highlight the gold. Hit it like about 70. Alright. And the light will shine through. Alright, so you see like it's really cool now, and then I could go back here now, and on top of that, where the diamonds are inside there, brighten it. So you're seeing the lights and the darks there. Now as you can see, there's lights and darks even here. So under the bra area, the bosom area, not too much, you can see, and it could shape and make the image more appealing. Right? This before and after. You could also darken this side here, because the black will hide and it'll make it look more concealed. So now we go into the pants area here, and the dark sides will be outside. The center here. So this curvature line will have the darks and a little bit out here too, but inside here we'll have that bright area. So across here we'll have the bright area, much more than this side, because this leg is more outwards to the light. So that you show the muscle, like, you know, the fit. The individual is fit, you know. Emphasize on the darks on the top by the waist to slim down the waist. And there you go. That's your pants for you. Won't look like a tights now, but right, the hair now. Whoo, the hair. Okay, so here's what, right? Here I just actually make a new layer. Press D to change up here. Press X to change the color. So I wanted white. The opacity 100, and I just paint on the hair. Right? So just follow me. Right, I'm painting on the hairs that doesn't really have that white strong light. So on top here has that strong light, right? So I'm gonna blur this, as a matter of fact, like, let's say 14. That's a small difference, right? There are many ways you could do this. You could do this like overlay and cut out the rest. I am going to do it like this. Double click on it. I don't want a stroke on it. And in this section, blend if, I don't want the white, the darks there. I want this still highlighting. I want it still a bit on the hair, right? Make a mask. Press X to switch the brush and paint over the areas you don't want the white to come. Right? And you keep going. So a lot of the stray hairs wouldn't get the nice highlights. Alright? So before and after. Now we drop the opacity of this. Let's start like about 32. Let's hit it about 85. 85 is still a bit strong, so 65. Alright, before and after. Now you could take this same brush and hit it like 20% and go over it to still reduce the amount, right? However, you could come now and use black. So now you could paint over all on top here. Alright, so this will fill out all those hairs or spaces in here that look like, you know, the roots might be now growing back. Same method, blend, and then we double click. We want the light. That's nice. But we don't want it so dark. So dark one is be a little less. So it actually help, right? Then bring this down by 65 here. So this is before and this is after. Before and after. The burn tool, I can use it more here. Find this area is still a bit bright. I can hit this like about 30. Press X. And just darken this area here. But 30 is too much, so I have to blend it slowly. 10, 10, 10, 10. Alright. And let's see, let's put this on this side. What I like to do is then go selective color. Sometimes in all of this we lose the skin texture, so just make a skin pop a little bit. So that's too much, right? We're not going on this side. This is like just like this right there. And the magenta, no, the magenta might just be like 1. And the skin is within the yellow and the yellow and the red. So it could be just the skin. I could call that skin. And make our next selective color. I edit with using selective color. So you can see greens in the back, and we could decide how we want those greens to pop. Alright. Alright. Nice. Then there are some cyans. So the pants has cyan, so you drift it more to this side, opposite to the skin, so it'll contrast a bit. Alright. So as you can see, this makes it thick, make it look thicker, the green, and this magenta makes the legs look more toned. Alright. Then the blue will conceal too, and then you bring it down just a tad bit. So you have that nice, you know, uniform look. Not seeing any blues. There might be magentas here. I'm not sure. Not seeing any. So put 0, 0. Then go to I want to go to blacks first. And blacks are going to more the green side. Then from magenta, I'll go more, not the green, but more magenta. As the magenta does actually make things darker. I found that out. So I like a little blues in my darks. So there we go. And I want you to take a look at her pants and her waist and the part that she's bloated. We actually reduced it by quite a huge amount. You understand? We gotta make the model look good always, right? So we've seen where the whites are, so let's give it the white. Alright, nice. And then let's do the neutrals. Let's have a tad bit of green in there. Let's go with 1. That's 1. Alright, so before and after. Now when I edit the color, that's be it for the you see how sharp the pictures get, right? So levels, I'll be taking this down just a little bit. Nice. Ta-da! The stomach area disappear. So let's hit Control, Alt, Shift, and E to merge all these layers and take all the rest off since before and after. So this is, I want you guys to see it. This is the before plump area, after. It's much more flat and much more unique. Yes, the blacks may have been a little bit crushed, but you can see in here it's not, right? And we're almost done here. What we could do is add a crop for like IG. I think it's 4 by 5, and it will crop too much of the image, right? So what I'll do is just bring it down and bring this one on top here, so we'll have the white border. Now watch your battery. Yes, your battery good. Nice. So create a new layer and get the bucket tool. I think it's under gradient if I'm not mistaken. Now that's the shape. Oh, look at it. And the bucket X. Paint this background layer white. And what I'm gonna do is hit Control. Okay, I'm gonna add skin texture after I kind of sharpen it a bit, right? So let's hit Control and J, and I'm watching the face, right? You can still see a lot of detail in the face, but what the pores more even. So, and I want it sharper. So adjustment, brightness and contrast. Take this down, right? And then filter, other, high pass. And this is a bit too strong, so I might have to carry this down. So let's carry it down to 0 and slightly come up with it. So I would say 2 is good. And then say overlay. So this is my sharp level, so before and after, and it looks really nice. However, I don't want this on the entire image. I just want it on like a face and stuff, right? Also, I'll switch that off for now, make another layer, edit content away, fill. Okay, no, edit, fill, right? 50% gray. Change the blending mode to overlay, and then I'll go to filter, noise, add noise. See all those little freckles on here, right? I think this is B35. Uniform looks good to me, right? And then I hit Control and +4 my Gaussian blue. So just blue it to soften it. So what I'm doing is adding pores. I go to filter, stylize, emboss. Just wait a second. It's still loading. Because I have the preview off, but it's still showing on the screen. So I might have to put on the fan. Yeah. Alright, so before and after. Alright. This is our skin texture. Right? However, I want to drop that way down and gradually pull that up. Let's say like about 65. Let's say 70. I think 70 is too much, so let's say 65. Because when we add the sharpening level to this, it gets really, really detailed, you know, but it's not about that really. So I'm gonna select the subject and only apply it to Alright, so select subject. Let the Photoshop AI handle that. Let me just put on the fan for a minute, guys. Be right back. Alright. I'm back there. Where's my arrow? Okay, so it's loading. Still selecting subject, right? Good. Alright, so upon the fan this, I know it's a move faster. If I put on the fan earlier, the fan is giving me a kind of audio, boy. I hope the mic could filter through that. Alright, so I can't select the subject on that layer, right? Yeah, I have to select the subject on the layer with the subject, not the layer on the gray layer, right? So almost done. Nice. Alright, so I got it here. Nice silhouette. Oh, I want to select this subject again. So I wanted one separate for her alone, but I also want the one for the layers. So the one I did just now wasn't for the layers. So I still like background, my darken background some more, you know. This one though is for the layers, and I will use the quick selection tool, which is the W, and deselect something. So I don't want her pants to be full detail like her face, right? So I'm gonna increase the size and minus it. Alright, so the pants is minus there. Neither what do I want the t-shirt or the vest. The chest area could stay. As a matter of fact, no, that could go because it doesn't need really detail there. This might need some detail on the hair. I'll leave the chest. On the breast area. Just a rough outline, not too That's the thing. Right? So this is the area now that I apply and would copy and put on this here. So this layer now is the only layer that has the texture on it. The texture and the sharpness. So this is the texture and this is the sharpness. I'm gonna drop the sharpness to like about 35. Alright. Now this layer here, I'm gonna merge everything again. And I'm gonna take this selection that we made before and put it on top here. Right, so just a minute. Let me redo that. Control and J again, and then put it on top here. Right? Now what I wanna do is the background. Right? Could really do with a bit of darkening. Right? Before and after. Before and after. Before and after. It brings more detail in it and it highlights the model more. Right? Before and after. Exposure, just bump it to 1/6. That is so good on her alone, right? So and that's it for this image, guys. Took some time there. I'm not sure how much. But I'm gonna put the logo and that'll be it, guys. So I got my feet wet again a bit. So I felt how it felt to come back into editing and stuff. I haven't edited in about 4 months. Like Photoshop, I get down in it, so expect to see more content. Alright. So I hope you all like what you all saw. If there's any questions, you all can leave it in the comment section down below. So let me to see it back. Hey, Vivid. What's up? Thanks. Alright. Now seeing the comments. This is a different screen I'm using. It's a bit different. So we're gonna Control Shift and E for everything. Take it off, group everything again. So this is before and this after. Before and after. Alright. File. Export. Save for web. These are my settings as used. Now the Lumix offers much more room than the Sony camera that I had. I had a A7 III and the sensor is 24 megapixels, yes. But it has open gate. So all pictures are taken in open gate by default. So I get my whole sensor now with a wide area to play with my pictures and stuff. So that's why I seen 4800 and 6000. Just waiting for it to load and that's it. Alright, so we're gonna change the highest number to 2048. Alright, see, so it's not too much. Alright, so let's go to pictures. And that is it, guys. Let's see now. That image. Beautiful. Excellent. Alright, guys, so thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more. Really do appreciate you all. Let me know down in the comments what you all want to see. Or just subscribe, like, share, follow. Let's create a community, right, where photographers could still strive. Right, later.